Well, good evening from the man cave, and it is evening. Well, it isn't really, it's late afternoon, but my goodness. Ooh, it's gone dark. It's gone dark. Yeah, I've just got back from spending the day flinging spanners at bush bikes. I'm just trying to raise some money for Orkney and Shetland next year. Anyway, where were we? Yes, man cave. This one, Norway episode 7. Look, I know that everybody doesn't like the more adventurous videos, shall we say. I can tell that by the viewing numbers, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop putting them out, because there are people out there, you know you are, that really do enjoy watching them. So, yeah, it's what I'm about, really, these more adventurous videos. It's my sort of thing. But either way, this is episode 7 from the Norway trip. And this is a Sunday. I don't know what Sunday it was. I can't remember now. It's too long ago. But, of course, Sunday, go to church, don't we? Well, you know what I mean. We go and have a look at a couple of churches. These are very special churches. These were the first churches that were built after the Vikings converted to Christianity. And they're Stave churches, built of wood, completely built out of timber, except some of the roof tiles. But they're just different, and there's something that I really wanted to have a look at. And I'm hoping there might be one or two of yourselves out there that might want to look at them as well. So it's a ride through the mountains, through the hills, through the valleys, and we end up in a very special valley, a very special area, which is Telemark. And that's for the next video, to be honest. So have a look through this one and see what you think anyway. All right. Good morning, people, and that's us away from an unpronounceable accommodation. Yeah, near Fajernes, if that's how you pronounce it. But it's Sunday. It's not a very bright day. In fact, it's a bit grey, to be honest. But it's Sunday. So what do we do on a Sunday? We go to church. So let's have a look-see. Yes, it's not going to be ever so scenic at the minute. You never know, it might burn through, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. This road's actually the 51, which takes us down to Vergernes, and just on the outskirts of Vergernes we'll drop onto the E16, which is a more major road that'll take us south down towards Hedal itself. So I'll switch off for now, and I'll join you back on the E16. Well, we're just missing the edge of Vergernes here at the left of us, but we're going to go right, start heading south. Often batting crowd, I suppose, really. Go and find this here church. See you in a bit. For a cup of coffee, and look what turns up. GT, Mustang GT, Ford pickup, very sporty Ford pickup, and they're my dream cars again, the Corvette. Fairlane. An even smarter Corvette. Good old boy Chevy pickup. Brilliant. Brilliant. Mustang, a pretend Corvette, if I'm not mistaken, a Pontiac Firebird. Yeah. No shortage of Mustangs. There's a meet apparently. Cars and bikes and coffee. I won't have time to go to it, but interesting collection. And this whole thing in the middle of them. Never mind. Things I've found while I've been riding these roads through Norway is how much they love their tunnels, and there's plenty of choice of them to ride through, and this is one of them we're coming into now. we've done a few miles, and I've just turned off the E16 onto the minor road that takes up the 243, I think it is, that takes into Hidal, Hedal if memory serves, where we should get to church. So let's see what's up ahead of us. What I'm looking for, Stave Church. It's a better example than the one we looked at yesterday. Still not the biggest by any means, but gives a better idea of what it's all about. Stave Church. So we'll go and have a look. And there's a story involved. Now the story goes, this is way back, post-Viking times, but certainly medieval times. One particular day there's a hunter, and he was out hunting with his crossbow. And whichever trees he was behind, he took a shot. And there's a smaller, I suppose it's a sort of a bell tower really, but either way, whether it was behind those trees on the left there or there were other trees here, I don't know. He took a shot at a bird in the trees, and his bolt carried on through, and he heard a clang, a ping if you like. Whatever's that? So he went through the trees and he found the church here. He didn't know the church was here. So the story goes. And his bolt had hit the bell. And he came to the church and he went inside the church. And inside the church there was a bear asleep. Now it seems a little unsporting, but given the activities of the day, he shot the bear. He killed the bear. And allegedly there is a bear skin hanging, or at least part of a bear skin hanging on the wall inside the church, and it has been, whether it's been carbon dated or DNA checked, but it is from that right period. It is from, I don't know, 1500s. So whether that's true or not, it's like any of the stories that I tell. There's usually some origin in fact, but that's the bear of Halidon Stavkirken. Like I said yesterday, these Stave churches, they're built entirely of wood, and what's so unusual about them is that the supports that we're not going to see because they're all locked up these days, the supports inside the columns inside are timber, and they've been here for hundreds and hundreds of years, well, centuries obviously. So anyway, that's Hedelan, or Hedal Stavkirken, or Stave Church. Always a sucker for a story, me. Right, I'll go and have a closer look. It's certainly a beautiful location. Stunning location even. When you get closer up to the church itself, and look at the handiwork, look at the timber work. Is that not impressive? I'm going to try and find the date of origin. Now, there's been a fire here. This is charred, badly charred, but it survived, obviously. Wonder how long it... Unless my imagination is playing tricks on me, I can still smell. And this is the little church tower, and this is the little bell tower. So if the story is true, the chances are the hunter's bolt came from somewhere over in those trees. How he didn't realise the church was here, who knows? I find this absolutely fascinating. Not religious. I'm not religious. But I still find these buildings absolutely fascinating. There we go, full circuit. Great. Marvellous. I use that word an awful lot these days, but it is marvellous. Just a little bit more information about the Stave Church here at Stave Church here at Hedal, or Hedal, or whatever. 1163 it was first used, and it's unchanged. It's unchanged. But yeah, I've read another account about the hunter, and it says the same story. So who knows? Anyway, always a sucker for a story. Right, onwards and westwards. I'm going to try and find a museum now. So. We'll kick off down the road, and it's an important museum, let's put it that way. I'll speak to you in a bit. It's a mighty fine building, it really is. Glad I found it. Okay, well, we've got some distance to ride yet. Got a long way to go to get into Telemark, and I don't know what the roads are going to be like, or what I'm going to come across. So I'm switching off now, and as always, we'll see what we come across. Alright, I'll speak to you soon. contrast now, a little bit more forestry. Coming further down to the south and to the southwest really of Norway, away from the more mountainous areas I've been in. Good riding anyway, very good riding. Fairly idyllic, isn't it? Really very pleasant. There's a lot of contrast today in so many ways. And the day's not over yet. Well, the one constant is these hairpin bends. Yeah, bring them on. Power station of this. Setup. Quite high altitude ball then, do you? All into the hut's cabin. Absolutely beautiful down here. Absolutely beautiful down here. We're dropping down into Telemark proper just down here. Rapids in the this bridge. Oh, look at those. Yeah. That's lovely. I think there's got to be a photograph. Quick one. That's spectacular. Time to find a campsite. Really is beautiful. Yeah. Yes, campsite time anyway. Okay. Campsite along here. That'll do for me. This is a mighty fine campsite right on the shores of the lake. I can put my tent up anywhere I like. I think I'll go over there near the toilets, and I can come back and get a pizza. That sounds good to me. Well, that's it. Tent's up. Thanks for watching if you've stuck with it to the end. And if you give me the thumbs up, etc., I'd be ever so grateful. Thanks again anyway. Cheers.